Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Don't panic, Health Minister issues caution despite rise in dengue cases. 8 shot, 2 fatally in Trench Town. And later in sports, Jamaican Olympic sprinter tests positive for banned substance. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shane Masters and here are the details. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is urging Jamaicans not to panic. This following yesterday's announcement confirming a 250% increase in dengue cases. Now, the minister said of the 2,763 suspected cases, 694 cases have been confirmed. But Dr. Tufton says this is expected.
The basis on which I make these comments around how long the outbreak is likely to last, and I'm told based on the cyclical nature of the outbreak, it will peak closer to the end of the year, maybe early new year, before it starts to dissipate. A lot of it is due to things like climate change or the environmental changes during the period of the year, the calendar year. So breeding sites may get affected, but also some of the efforts on the ground that we take, both in and around the home, but also by the vector control teams.
9 people have also died from dengue. Dr. Tufton says the situation is going to get worse before it gets better.
We had announced some resources for the NSWMA as well as through local government for the municipal authorities to help to clean up solid waste in particular, but also to bring the message of prevention to the country. So I want to continue to urge Jamaicans to take the necessary precautions.
It was a bloody night in Trench Town last night. 2 people are dead following a shooting on 3rd Street. According to reports, at least 7 people were shot by a gunman who fled the scene afterwards. One of the deceased men has been identified as 35-year-old Scotiabank employee Romain Mirage. He was a father of 2. The incident occurred sometime after 8 p.m. on Thursday.
My local family, Romain Mirage, man come shot him down for no reason. Good youth, start from Central Arishos Primary. Me and my team member, my local brother and my cousin, we go school together. Him not have no problem with nobody, him not mix, him not mingle, him just one away, man. If you see him and him local family, them I say like my local son and him local auntie, pitney them and them thing, they I see him run. Him is not a man who mix, him not mingle. Him have 2 youth, him deal with them so good and him be able mother. But the way him so good, me don't know how to explain or express myself. Or them come shoot down my family like a bird.
The other man has been identified as 27-year-old Desmond McKenzie. TVJ News understands that a young boy was also shot. Residents say he was rushed to hospital where he's undergoing treatment. The other injured individuals were also rushed to hospital. A fresh commitment from residents of one rural community in Clarendon to help the police restore safety to their community. Police say Longville Park is a favorite target for criminals, especially those running car-stealing rings. The details in this report from Dwayne Anderson.
The Longville Park housing scheme. It used to be the dream place to live for many residents of Clarendon. But these days it is not so safe anymore. Break-ins and robberies are now a scourge on residents, which is why the police met with residents and other stakeholders to detail an action plan to properly police the community.
Because the police alone can't do it. Longville Park needs CCTV system, camera system. Longville Park needs camera system to help protect Longville Park. So it is our eyes. And we have Jamaica, don't it? Yes. And they will lock the camera system in the Jamaica eye system. That is what Longville Park also need.
Head of the JCF's Area 3 Division, Assistant Commissioner of Police Glenford Miller, said the community is not united, and that has allowed criminals to make their community an easy target.
One of the number one problem most of the time in Longville Park is the theft of vehicles. Yeah. Vehicles, right? Yes. So any vehicle will come out, we must see it to them. And the vehicle will come in if so be the case to take a vehicle for come out. We have a scene too. Cool? Then the next security issue, as I mentioned earlier on, is the bushing. So you want to ensure so your place bushing free, so that we have good visibility, we can see. So nobody can hide in the bush for jump out pathway.
For the experienced crime fighter, all the issues he outlined can be solved by residents. The residents have therefore given a commitment to increase their surveillance of the community and share their information with the police. This sign, which they officially unveiled in Phase 3 of the community with the words, "We are watching you," is not only a pledge but also a warning to the criminals about the community's watch plan going forward. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
Still in Clarendon, the police are investigating the killing of a 20-year-old security guard. He's been identified as Dwayne Anderson, otherwise called DJ or Jerome, of an Old Harbour St. Catherine address. He was on duty at the Hummingbird Meadows Housing Scheme Phase 1 and 2 in Birds Hill District, Clarendon, when he was killed by gunmen. According to police reports, one of the shooters was dressed in a bright yellow shirt. He was among 3 other men traveling in a white Toyota Axio. Residents of Lightspen in St. Thomas are calling on the National Water Commission, NWC, to resolve a water problem in their community. Karen Simpson tells us more.
It's a pool of water, but not for swimming. In fact, it's the perfect breeding site for mosquitoes in Lightspen, St. Thomas. The water is from a nearby broken water main, and at a time when the country is experiencing an uptick in dengue cases, residents are worried. Shopkeeper Jimmy says both his health and livelihood are at stake.
I can't get no sale, I have to pay rent. 2 months, people can't come by. Got the water, mosquito. Now if you walk, the water can't cease. As soon as the rain fall, the water cycle, nobody can come across to buy.
Interestingly, while water settles by the roadside, the people complain that there's none in their pipes for the past 2 months.
The hole that they're right there, from them dig it out, no one look at it after that. The water is just wasting and it's causing a lot of problem in the community. Every morning that we wake up, there's no water from past few weeks from the holes dig out. There's no one to look at it and we don't have no one we can complain about the water crisis.
When contacted, Acting Corporate Public Relations Manager at the National Water Commission, Delana Williams, provided this response.
We at the NWC are not aware of any customer in particular being out for 2 months. And as we speak, our team is actually mobilizing. Now that we've become aware of the situation, we're mobilizing to go and repair the lines. We have an active repair team working throughout the zone. So we'd be happy to get further details as to where the customers are situated that have been affected for any prolonged period. And we can investigate what may have caused it.
Carrie Ann Simpson, TVJ News.
Taxi operators in Falmouth are up in arms with the leadership of the Trelawney Municipal Corporation over the state of the car park. The operators say they, along with commuters, have been left to deal with the elements on a daily basis. It's why they are now calling for something to be done urgently to rectify the issues.
This can't work at all now. We're not supposed to go to road to Black Road. But we don't want that. But you don't look after before you come in here. This is second time coming here now. You come out of the park and then you drown. I talk to the mayor. You come in the park and look. And say, yeah, mayor. Can't work, boss. It can't work, boss. It can't work. You need justice. Can't work. Look at the park. Look at the park.
When contacted, Falmouth's Mayor Colin Gager said he was unable to speak on the matter at this time. And it's time for a break here on the Midday News. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. The Ministry of Education and Youth will be undertaking a $34 million communication plan dubbed Transforming Education for National Development Trend. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Cassan Troop, says unlike similar initiatives in the past, this program will be different.
We now have a body the Education Transformation Oversight Committee that is made up of stakeholders, JTA, APVP, education officers, students, parents. There's a stakeholder representative because, as you know, education is a team sport. It's everybody's business. There's a group that we have to give an account to. That group is also committed to reporting to the country every quarter what is happening with transformation that never happened before.
She is also promising more accountability, adding that this time around the ministry will be spearheading the program.
In the past, Maris, we had external persons coming in, we had other things set up, and some persons were driving it. This time, we are the doors of transformation.
And it's now time for the Business Minute. There has been a marked reduction in the number of homeowners who are in default on their mortgages. The National Housing Trust, NHT, says delinquencies are in the region of 14% of its portfolio. It says it has more than 9,000 borrowers now in default. On its website, it indicated that it had listed 41 properties for sale by private treaty, representing properties confiscated for unpaid loans. In the meantime, NHT's loan portfolio was valued at $257 billion at fiscal year ending March 2022, up from $238.5 billion the year before. Loans accounted for 78% of total assets of $328.32 billion as at March 2022. Further afield, the U.S. economy added 150,000 jobs last month. That was below expectations, but still a solid month of employment growth. October's job growth came in below September's stronger than expected total of 297,000 jobs. The unemployment rate rose a tenth of a percentage point last month to 3.9%. Now, the resiliency of the labor market has helped to keep consumer spending strong and the economy churning. However, Federal Reserve officials are hoping for more of a slowdown in order to help rein in inflation. And that's it for the Business Minute. Now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, the United Nations General Assembly on Thursday voted to end the American economic embargo on Cuba. 187 members voted in favor, while the United States and Israel opposed. Ukraine abstained, and Somalia, Venezuela, and Moldova didn't vote. In news overseas, at least 6 people are dead and several missing after torrential rain and strong winds from Storm Ciarán swept northern and central parts of Italy on Thursday night. Roughly 40,000 people in the Tuscany region were left without electricity on Friday. The president of the region has since declared a state of emergency. Schools have also been ordered closed. And dozens of Palestinian workers in Israel returned to Gaza on Friday following an Israeli government decision to expel the laborers from the country. The workers were among the Gazans who were in Israel early last month when Hamas launched a brutal assault on the country, killing 1,400 people and kidnapping more than 200. And those are the top regional and international stories. I'm Carrie Simpson.
And we head to a quick break. When we come back, Jermaine Brown will have your lunchtime sports report.